Hi everyone, it's Holy Monday today. It's the day after Palm Sunday, and we're going to be building up to Easter with some short daily reflections which help us to engage with the Easter story and with the events of Holy Week, the events that take us from when Jesus entered into Jerusalem on Palm Sunday through to his crucifixion on Good Friday and his resurrection on Easter Sunday. And if you're part of Park Baptist Church, we've handed out a bunch of prayer bags with lots of goodies in. If you're not part of Park, or you live further afield, part of our sort of our regular congregation, if you like, rather than our online congregation, then you can still take part in this. And today we're going to be looking at a postcard that we've had printed. It's a postcard of a painting called The Angry Christ by a Filipino artist called Lino Pontebon. You can Google it and you'll find the image there, so you can use that if you want to help you in your reflections. And we're going to be looking at the passage in Luke 19 where Jesus clears the temple. So I'm going to read it first to us, verses 45 and 46. Then Jesus entered the temple area and began driving out those who were selling. "It is written," he said to them, "My house will be a house of prayer, but you have made it a den of robbers." You know, this is a scene where Jesus is filled with righteous anger. That's a different kind of anger to being angry because your husband's left the toilet seat up again, or being angry because your football team lost. It is a righteous anger, an anger because it is so in the face, flying in the face of the things of God. You're angered because of the unjustness, because of greed, because a house of prayer has been turned into a money-making machine where people are taken advantage of. And so we see this angry Christ upturning tables, shouting, disrupting the normal flow and rhythm of business in the temple courts. And it calls us to reflect upon what we might be stirred into righteous anger about in our own world today. Where are the injustices in our world? Where are those in power taking advantage of those without? Where do we find greed and deception? When we find those things, we will also inevitably find an angry Christ. What is our role as Christians, as ambassadors of Jesus? To speak out against injustice. If you look at your postcard on the back, you'll see that there's the two verses we read, and at the bottom, an invitation to reflect upon where we see injustice, unfairness, and abuse. Where do you see those things in our world today? May Christ stir up a righteous anger within us and equip us to speak out, to be ambassadors for a God who hates injustice, who hates greed and corruption. So reflect today, I invite you, upon these things. And as you pray, ask God to stir your heart for the things that stir his, and show us where we can make even a small difference. That might just be a letter to our MP about an issue. It might mean a change in our spending habits, in where we are putting our money and whose pockets we are lining. May God stir our hearts today with a righteous anger, like the righteous anger of Christ in the temple. So take some time to pray over that, to reflect upon that today, and I will see you again tomorrow.